Have you ever taken your daily vitamin B12 with your morning coffee or alongside another supplement, thinking you're doing something good for your heart and brain? What if I told you that one tiny mistake could make your B12 almost useless or even trigger dangerous problems in certain people? And here's the scary part. Millions of adults over 50 are taking vitamin B12 the wrong way every single day, especially people dealing with fatigue, nerve pain, memory issues, or heart problems. Now don't panic. Vitamin B12 is incredibly important. In fact, it helps keep your nerves healthy, supports red blood cell production, and even protects brain function. But according to many cardiologists and health experts, there are two things you should never combine with B12 without understanding the risks first. Because sometimes, it's not the vitamin itself causing the problem, it's what you take it with. And in today's video, we're going to break this down in a very simple way. Confusing medical language, no fear tactics, just honest health advice that could help protect your heart, brain, and energy levels. Let's get started. First, let's quickly understand why B12 matters so much. Vitamin B12 is like fuel for your nervous system. Your body uses it to make healthy blood cells and keep your brain and nerves functioning properly. When B12 levels drop, people may feel tired all the time, dizzy, forgetful, weak, or even depressed. Some people develop numbness or tingling in their hands and feet. Others notice balance problems or brain fog. And the tricky part? B12 deficiency can happen very slowly. You may think you're just getting older, when your body is actually crying out for help. That's why so many older adults start taking B12 supplements. But here's where things become important. Not everything mixes well with B12. And the first thing cardiologists often warn about is this. 1. Never take B12 with excessive alcohol. This is one of the biggest hidden mistakes people make. Many adults take their vitamins faithfully every morning, but regularly drink alcohol in the evening and assume everything balances out. Unfortunately, alcohol can interfere with how your body absorbs and uses vitamin B12. Over time, heavy drinking can damage the stomach lining and reduce something called intrinsic factor, a substance your body needs to absorb B12 properly. So even if you're taking supplements, your body may not actually be getting the benefit. Imagine pouring water into a bucket with holes in it. That's what can happen. And here's the dangerous part. Low B12 levels can increase homocysteine levels in some people, a compound linked with heart disease and stroke risk. That's why cardiologists pay attention to it. Now, this doesn't mean one occasional drink is automatically dangerous. But chronic or heavy alcohol use combined with B12 deficiency can quietly damage nerves, weaken memory, and strain the heart over time. I once heard about a man in his late 60s who kept increasing his B12 dosage because he felt exhausted all the time. He thought the supplement wasn't strong enough, but the real issue? He was drinking several glasses of whiskey almost every night. His body simply wasn't absorbing the vitamin properly. Once his doctor addressed the alcohol issue, his energy and nerve symptoms slowly improved. The misconception is that more vitamins always solve the problem. Sometimes the real solution is removing what blocks the vitamin in the first place. So if you take B12 regularly, try to limit alcohol intake, stay hydrated, and talk to your doctor if you drink often and still feel tired or foggy. Now let's move to the second major warning. 2. Never take B12 with high-dose vitamin C at the same time. This one surprises many people. Vitamin C is healthy in the right amount. It supports immunity and healing. But taking very large doses of vitamin C at the exact same time as B12 may reduce the amount of B12 available for your body to use. This interaction has been discussed for years in nutrition and medical circles. The problem is especially common in people who take giant immune-boosting vitamin packs. You've probably seen this before. Someone takes B12, vitamin C, zinc, magnesium, calcium, and 5 other pills all together in one handful. It feels efficient, but your body doesn't always process supplements that way. Some nutrients compete with each other. Others interfere with absorption. In the case of B12 and large doses of vitamin C, experts often recommend spacing them apart by at least a couple of hours, especially for older adults already struggling with low B12 levels. Here's a real-life example. A woman in her 70s was taking high-dose vitamin C powders several times a day because she believed it would keep her young. At the same time, she was taking B12 for numbness and fatigue, but months later, her symptoms barely improved. Her doctor eventually adjusted the timing of her supplements instead of increasing the dose. And surprisingly, her energy started improving within weeks. Sometimes timing matters more than quantity. That's something many people never hear. Now, before someone misunderstands this, vitamin C is not the enemy. B12 is not dangerous. The problem is how people combine things without guidance. And older adults are especially vulnerable because absorption naturally decreases with age. Now, there's another important thing cardiologists often mention when talking about B12. Many people assume every fatigue symptom means they need more supplements, but sometimes low energy comes from poor sleep, dehydration, medication side effects, heart issues, or uncontrolled blood sugar. So don't self-diagnose based only on internet videos. Use this information as awareness, not panic. And speaking of medications, there are certain common drugs that can also affect B12 levels over time. For example, some acid reflux medications and diabetes drugs may lower B12 absorption in certain people after long-term use. That doesn't mean you should suddenly stop your medications. Never stop prescription medicine without talking to your doctor. It simply means regular blood work and monitoring become important, especially after age 50. Now let's talk about how to take B12 more safely and effectively. First, check the timing of your supplements. Don't swallow everything together just because it's convenient. Spacing certain vitamins apart may help absorption. Second, pay attention to symptoms. If you still feel exhausted, weak, forgetful, or numb despite taking B12, don't just keep increasing the dose blindly. You may have an absorption problem, medication interaction, or another health condition entirely. Third, focus on food too. B12 naturally comes from foods like eggs, fish, dairy, and meat. Some people, especially vegetarians or older adults, may still need supplements, but food quality matters. And finally, always remember that supplements are tools, not magic cures. Your heart health still depends heavily on sleep, hydration, movement, stress control, and a healthy diet. No vitamin can fully cancel out poor lifestyle habits. That's the truth many people don't want to hear. So what's the big takeaway from today's video? Vitamin B12 can be incredibly helpful for energy, nerve health, and brain function, but taking it alongside heavy alcohol use or high-dose vitamin C at the wrong time may reduce its effectiveness or create hidden problems. And for older adults especially, these small mistakes can quietly build up over time. Your body changes as you age. What worked at 30 may not work the same way at 60 or 70. That's why paying attention to interactions, timing, and absorption matters so much. Health isn't just about what you take, it's about how your body uses it. And sometimes the smallest daily habits make the biggest difference. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications because we share simple, practical health advice designed especially for adults over 50. And if you know someone who takes B12 every day, send them this video. It could genuinely help them avoid a mistake they didn't even know they were making. Take care of your heart, protect your brain, and never ignore the small warning signs your body gives you. Because staying healthy after 60 isn't about doing everything perfectly, it's about making smarter choices one day at a time.